Welcome to your practice today. Today's practice is a yin style of practice, so a practice that will promote and encourage rest and restoration, a quiet, passive practice, which will encourage the muscles to become inactive as we hold for a little longer and find stillness and get into a deeper stretch and a deeper level of relaxation by inviting the connective tissues around the joints and tendons to release, and really healthy for joint health, but also really great for the mind to allow for more space for relaxation and calm, and a really wonderful style of practice during this time of the year where things can be really busy and chaotic, and we're really just asking our bodies to rest, and that's it. So for today's practice, you will need props. I have a couch cushion and a blanket. You can also grab a couple pillows from your bed. I would say have a few extras in case there's some shapes where you're a little extra tight or restrictive and you need more of a lift and support. Go ahead and grab those. I'll meet you back here. Once you have your props, we will start in a child's pose, so a supported child's pose, sometimes called tadpole. Whatever name you would like to give to this nice beginning shape. For our practice today, we're going to open up the outer lines of the body and inner lines. So those areas that don't normally get a lot of attention and focus, but are really instrumental in opening up and promoting relaxation and a deep sense of release for overall healthy body and deeper states of relaxation. So either the knees are together to support the low back or wide to get into the inner thighs. We'll take the bolster and your props and bring them right up in between the knees, and then settle and lay yourself down onto the bolster for our child's pose. And taking your time as you land and arrive, let your forehead rest and turn one cheek, and I'll let you know when it's time to switch to the other cheek, and feel yourself for these first couple moments settling in left to right, back and forth. I like to think of three components in our yin practice. So the first will be getting down and making the shape with our body, and noticing any points of restriction or resistance that come up here, and breathing through those as you work to find your edge, and an edge being a healthy term for that place where you're feeling a stretch and deep sensations, but it's not overly intense and it's not painful and sharp. That's your cue to come out of this shape and readjust from there. And next we find stillness. So letting the body come to still. And as you find stillness, let the muscles let go of the need to work and become inactive. You might even physically feel yourself getting heavier into your bolster. And we move into the third component here of time. So we're holding these shapes for a little longer, which will allow us to get deeper into the layers of the body and restore at that deepest level. Go ahead and switch cheeks that are resting, or come back to your forehead resting as we let gravity and time take hold gently here and guide us through about the next minute or so. Letting your breathing be soft and shallow, and turning more attention to this act of inhalation and exhalation. Noticing if the mind is still craving movement and wanting to wander. And let it follow the body into stillness and quiet. Bring it back with the soft whispering of your own breathing. Finding gentle movements as you bring yourself up, and really taking extra care with our yin poses when we come up and find subtle, gentle movements, being really cognizant that our body has just found a deep state of relaxation and our muscles completely let go, and moving in a way that encourages them to come back to movements really mindfully. Go ahead and bring the bolster off to the side here and straighten your left leg nice and long, reaching from the inner thigh all the way to the arch, and draw your right heel nice up into close into your groin. Bring your hands behind, feel a little lift as you move your pelvis into your right heel, and then we'll readjust and set the bolster on the inner left leg. And here's where you will find a variation for you and your body, and trusting that both sides here are more than likely going to be completely different, and that is totally okay. Bring your left elbow or forearm down to the bolster and reach your right arm up into the sky. Look up past your thumb and feel a little lift like you were reaching for something hanging above you. And then as you exhale, start to sweep your arm up and over like you were going to tickle your left big toe. And then let the barrel of your rib cage rotate down, and either bringing both forearms down to the block or your bolster. And if this feels like it's too much and you've gone past your edge with the right side of your body here, then you can come out of this, maybe letting the hand rest on the thigh. Or I even like to sometimes just bring the head down to the hand and then rest here. So whatever this shape looks like for you, just having it feel really, really supported, like you are not making a lot of effort or needing to make effort, and asking the muscles to work. And we move into stillness in this shape. Maybe let the eyes shut gently, allowing us to move into that deeper state of restoration as we hold for time and stillness here, feeling both sides of your hips sinking into the ground and the earth beneath you. Encouraging the shoulders to relax and feeling the deep layers of the sides of your body releasing and relaxing. Perhaps bringing a little more texture into your breath, feeling that ocean waving-like quality. Soft and steady, rolling in and rolling out with that comforting, lulling and whispering sound. And as we move through these shapes, if you find one that is really speaking to you and your body and feeling like you need to spend a little more time or would like to spend more time there, then please do. You can stay in these shapes and positions for 10, 15, 20 minutes and really allow yourself to almost get lost in this pose and shape and let your whole entire body rest. When you're ready, start to gently press yourself up out of this, finding some side-to-side movements. Taking that right knee and gently rocking it, and then drawing it into the chest, getting a little squeeze. Deep breath into your belly, and then let it go. And then we'll switch sides, extending your right leg out long, feeling that long line of connection from the inner thigh and inner hip all the way out into the arch of your foot. bringing your forearm or your elbow down, and then reaching your left arm into the clouds, finding some length and lift in the torso, and then making space for a gentle twist if that's accessible. We're keeping the chest open and lifted. If you find that this side is feeling more restricted, then feel free to adjust your props. These are like the scaffolding to your shape that you can adjust, make higher, lower, however you need to fit your shape. And resting here, you might find as you find stillness and as time passes that you feel more space to move perhaps a little deeper. Or maybe you get to that place and intuitively you feel like you might need to come out. Listening to your body and practicing this relationship between the body and the mind, and using the breath to flow back and forth between the two. Couple more breaths here. Letting your left knee be heavy, your left hip bone. Resting fully on your hand or on the bolster, feeling that support meeting your bones, your muscles, releasing and melting away. And pressing yourself up slowly and gently. Bring the bolster into the middle of our space. And now we'll extend your left leg and do both sides together here. Bringing the bolster in between the thighs, guiding the legs open into this dragonfly shape. Breathing in, lifting across the chest, and then exhale, adjusting as you need with your blocks here so that you can find a comfortable shape inside the thighs, but also allow your forehead to come to something stable. So perhaps it is the blanket if you were a little more open in the hips. I'm not, but I'm going to bring my thumbs right here into the center. And then find that shape that's sustainable, fully supportive. And then find stillness. The yin practice encourages and promotes deep rest and restoration, lengthening and stretching, healthy for the physical body, the tendons and the tissues, but also for the mind, allowing space to explore and practice stillness. It is absolutely normal to have these fluctuations and inconsistencies and being able to stay present in the mind wandering, using sensations in the body and rhythm of your breath to bring your mind back to what you were doing here in this act, in this shape. Just hanging out with time and gravity. Couple more breaths. Feeling the inner thighs release. The back of your pelvis widening, and even the flesh of the glutes relax. Perhaps wiggling the toes and the fingers as you carefully Ease your way out of this. And coming all the way up, opening up across the chest, moving a little from side to side, left to right. Coming up and releasing. Nice. Moving your props and support off the mat. And we're going to come down onto our belly. Swinging the legs around, offering a little support as you bring them in, and let them move from left to right and side to side, and then swing all the way around. Come onto the forearms here for a Sphinx pose. Lift your right leg, reach longer through your big toe, set the leg back down. Do the same thing on the left side, and then feel the hips round down and root, anchor. Forearms are shoulder distance apart, and then lift the chest up. More pressure in the palms as you're dragging your rib cage forward, like the top of your mat was a line and you were going to move yourself over that line. But the back of your body and the lower half of your body, you're really heavy here. And then we find stillness. Let the shoulders release from your ears. Notice if the glutes are clenching, and can you relax by bringing more weight into the pinky side edge of your foot. And breathe. Feeling lots of space in the side of your body and also in the lumbar spine, so the bottom portion of our spine, feeling a gentle flexion, healthy flexion in the low back. Feel your breath moving freely within the belly, within the chest, breathing through any restrictions, any resistance. Bringing a steady quality to your breathing and ease, and notice how that informs the body as you still in this shape. If the urge to move and perhaps flinch, wiggle from side to side. Steady breath in. As you exhale, start to inch the forearms a little closer to the top of your space, and then we'll find this seal pose as you straighten the arms, a little deeper stretch and flexion happening in the lumbar spine. And again, if this is too much and you feel like you've gone past your edge, then lower back down where you were. Otherwise, feel the support of the palms and the bottom part, the heel of your hand. And then tuck the chin slightly. Relax the back of the shoulders down to the back of your hips. Let's breathe here together for 5 more cycles of breath. Breathing through any urge to move. Let yourself go deep into this shape. And we will get out of this very intentionally and carefully by slowly lowering back down to the forearms, and letting the head come down to rest on the back of the palms, bending one knee and then the other. Very small side-to-side movements, releasing the low back. Straightening your legs, tucking your toes. Bring your arms underneath your shoulder heads as you press yourself back to your knees. A very gentle child's pose, doing any sort of swings and movements, a little hip dance from side to side. Nice. And then we'll make our way down for our final rest. So a couple variations for this final resting pose. We will use our big bolster and we will lay down so this will support the spine. Let the bolster come all the way to the tailbone. The hips are on the ground. And a few variations with the legs. So ask yourself what you might need. Bound angle pose with the knees out to stretch the inner part, those inner lines, or bring the legs together in the blanket underneath the back of the thighs to offer a little bit of lift and release in the low back. Shimmy yourself down. Scoot your shoulder blades in and find more space across your collarbones. Maybe even lifting the hips and tucking the tailbone, reaching down to your heels, and then resetting the pelvis. And let the knees fall out so the knees are hip distance at least, and then the palms shine up towards the sky. Yeah, get really comfortable and cozy here. The toes fall gently out, and take a deep breath into the belly. Feel a rise of the belly. Maybe bringing one hand on top of your navel, meeting your breath, and the other on your chest. And as you exhale gently, feel the front of your body sinking into the back of your body in the earth. Notice your breath moving freely in your belly through your digestive system. All of your vital organs moving freely in your diaphragm, in your chest, in the ribs, and the lungs. And really melting into this shape here. The front of the hips are relaxed and the back of the pelvis is supported. The side of your body is long and full as you breathe in. And let yourself get just a touch heavier as you breathe out. Let your breathing come to a shallow and soft rhythm. Please rest here for as long as you would like. And when you do feel ready to start moving again, taking it so slowly, almost like you were moving in slow motion. Thank you for your practice today and for devoting this time to your complete and deep rest.